Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and you're probably wondering how we got here. So let me rewind the clock a little bit, and I'll show you guys what exactly went down and how we ended up with an empty table right here. All right, so if you guys did not see my video recently about discussing the changes to the city, I will put that in the top right for you because there's a lot going on here. And so the city is pretty much going to change entirely. So basically my tentative plan here is to just take everything off the table and then we can have a nice blank slate here. So with that being said, I think it's time we start a time lapse and we start taking everything off. All right, so here I am starting to disassemble all of the modules in the city here. And the reason that I'm doing this, for those of you that missed that video or you just kind of don't understand why I'm doing this, I want to change it up a little bit. I think I could use this space a little bit better. And so the mountain in all of that foliage is going to be going. It's not going to stay on the table anymore, but it will not just end up in a bin. It will get repurposed and reused in different ways, both by the beach and also in the future towards a more residential area, which I will discuss later. I'm really excited about these changes here. We're going to be moving the position of the train station and also getting a good spot for the engine shed as well. So it's not right next to buildings. It's going to actually be in its own location, which I think is good. And then we're going to have more space for buildings, more space for a lot of other cool things as well. So I'm really excited about this, and let's see where we are at so far. All right, so everything's gone. Everything is off of the table here, and we have a nice clean slate. And this is kind of a good representation of what the table looks like because I've gotten a number of questions about it. And so it is the main table is this rectangle right there. And then it is 9 feet from that corner all the way over to that one, and it's 8 feet from there to there. So this is essentially one 4x8 sheet, and then on the left is also one 4x8 sheet as well. And then down the middle is two 1 foot by 4 foot sections, which was actually a 2x4 piece of wood, and then it got cut in half, and now it is down the middle like so. And then so that allows me to get the dimensions of the base plates to be 110 inches across by 95 inches deep. And then this outer table here is 40 inches from there to here, and then 80 all the way down, and then back there. And then these two are on here for just varying heights and things like that. And so, like I had talked about in that previous video, I do plan to make another raised piece. I don't know if it's going to be a different piece or if I'm going to cut a new piece and then just put one board on here. Haven't fully decided. I would like to do that though, because this long piece here was just a piece of scrap wood from a different project and it's warped, as you can see. And so it's not the best, but now that this is completely done here, I'm trying to not step on everything because it's all over the floor, like you can see. And I ran out of room on the floor actually, so all of the modulars are underneath the table. So that's that. But with this, I think it's actually probably a good idea if we at least put a couple different modulars down to kind of get an idea as to where things could go. I'm not going to do any roads. I'm not going to do the train track or anything like that. I might put the train station in, but that would probably be it, I think. And so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab a couple buildings and then we can put them around and I can give you guys a couple different options for redoing the city here. And so actually something that I didn't even realize when I was building this, but it actually just kind of worked out like this. It was intentionally put on one base plate here, the train station. But this thing is a brick. This thing is actually just one solid unit here. And it actually works out really, really well. And so you can just pick up the entire thing. And it's essentially one giant mills plate under here. So there's the standard mills plate height is here, and then the extra mills plating and all that stuff is here, and then the platform and then the train track out here. I don't mills plate underneath the train track because then it would be too tall and then the roads would never be able to like have a proper road crossing. So I like keeping this down here and I like having the roads at the mills plate height. That's just what works for me. But with that being said, let's go and place this over here. I don't know if I want it closer to this side of the table or to that side, the back of the table. If I keep it towards the back, it's going to be more of a faithful rendition of how it was at the front of the city. But with that being said, I don't think it really matters. At the end of the day, I'm going to kind of just bring it down here for you. And then we can grab a 16 stud wide base plate for the edge here just to show you guys what exactly I'm talking about. But I think that's a pretty decent spot for it. And then I think this is crooked actually. But yeah, I think that's a pretty decent spot for it. And so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get a couple other buildings here and then maybe one segment or two of track on the outside there just to show you guys exactly what I'm envisioning. All right, so some time has passed since that last clip, and like I said, the train station is over here, and I connected this other module just to kind of extend out the platform a little bit. And the way that this is designed, it could pretty much just go on that side if I want it to. So then I could have the train station itself here, and then the platform extends out that way. Or I can have it like this, like I had it over there, which is have the platform on towards the right, and then the station towards the right, and then the platform extends towards the left. And then this is just a placeholder here to kind of visualize the two lines going through here. This wall would not stay, but I like the green in the middle. I think that's a nice touch. And then this is to remind myself that this curve would not go up against the edge. It would be about here. And then either I would put a switch track here, so it would be one line turning into two, or I would buy a Trix Bricks or some third-party track that starts here and it switches on the curve. I think that would be pretty interesting. That could be pretty cool. I keep knocking over stuff because I didn't put everything on the table yet, as you can see. But I had talked about some plans in that previous video where we had discussed changing everything. But this is not what I had talked about. This section here would be pretty much the same with the park out front and then the museum or the town hall. Have not decided on that yet. I have most of the pieces for the town hall. I'm just waiting on one Bricklink order and one order from Lego. And unfortunately, Lego is on back order, so that is unfortunate. But hopefully in the next couple weeks, I can fix that up and put the town hall in just for an idea. But this is kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So obviously option one is keeping that block the same as it was. Like the Palace Cinema is about here, and then the detective's office, Assembly Square, pet shop, the Brick Bank, and then going around the back of the access hole. So the Brick Bank would be there, and then the bookshop, Sanctum Sanctorum, all my custom buildings, and then the Grand Emporium, and then my custom pizza shop and townhouse would be like here-ish. We could keep that, or what I thought we could do is just try something completely new since there's nothing on the table here. The stakes are pretty low. And so this is kind of what I was thinking here. We have like the shopping and entertainment area here with the Palace Cinema, Assembly Square, the Grand Emporium, the Jazz Club. And then this spot open right here, I was actually thinking about making the fire brigade, parting together the fire brigade and putting that there, because I think that would look really good at the end of the road here. Could put the town hall here, but I don't know if I want it to be separate like the museum or if I want it to be over here. So that's an option. And then this double road would come through to the edge of the table here, and then it would make a T intersection there, and then the fire brigade or whatever I choose could go there. And then on this corner here, I have the Tudor Corner and the police station and the Holiday Main Street, which was the exact same combination I had over here. And then coming over this way, you can start to see why I don't think that these particular buildings will work right here. And also why I'm not loving this block style is because of the space on this side. Now, so like I said, Grand Emporium, Assembly Square is blocking the access hole, and then a base plate, and then a corner build, and then the corners would go that way, and then line up like that. And then there would still be room for a road, obviously. That wouldn't really change. But over here is the problem. So you can see the Palace Cinema here, and then 32 studs, and then the train track on the edge. I don't love that. I would rather have the extra 5 inches or 16 studs so that I could have the train track, a full base plate, a road, and then a building here. So I could make this a half base plate building and then kind of just go along there. And then what we could do is have this be, it looks like it's about 16 studs off. I'm just eyeballing it right now. I'm not really using any measurements, but that is kind of like what we could do. So then we could have a half base plate here of a corner build, and then we could have full base plates, or like a full base plate and a half there, and then a corner here, and then kind of going down that way. I don't love that either. And also I don't know if you guys saw it, but I don't love the angle of the Tudor Corner over at the front of the city. So like this is that main shot that I start pretty much every video off with. This is where I stand. I don't love that look right there. I think the Tudor Corner looks a lot better when you rotate it 90 degrees. So I'd have to figure that out. I would have to try and fix that, I guess, or not really fix it, but just move it around so it looks better. And then back here would be that block of buildings. So then there would be a road somewhere along here. And then this whole thing would be buildings pretty much. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. That is kind of my thought process on the whole thing. But we're going to try one other configuration of buildings before I wrap up the video here. It's going to be a little bit more faithful to the original version of the city, and it's going to be more in line with what I had talked about the other day. All right, so some more time has passed. I have been really busy going around and trying all of these different modulars around, and I have, I think 14 of them now, and so plus custom ones. And so it's a lot to kind of move them back and forth and see what works and see what doesn't. But this is technically more faithful to what I was talking about the other day, because it keeps this double road all the way from that end of the table all the way through to the other end back here. And so this right here, obviously I would move the apartment building over 16 studs, and this road would continue to the edge of the table. And then I would put the half base plate buildings here, or the half base plate deep buildings there, and then that's fine. That seems to work pretty good. And the back is the same. It's the Sanctum, the bookshop, and then the Brick Bank. But I thought I'd try something a little bit different over there, which we'll show you in just a second. But this is also more my speed, I think, because then with this I have 2 full base plates here, so then I can have the road, a full base plate building. So let me show you guys that. I can have a full base plate of building here, and I still have 32 studs for the track, the train track. So then I can have the main line here, and then I can have the siding right here. And so that works for me. I like that. That is all good. But I thought I'd try something different with the front of the city here. So instead of the Palace Cinema being here, I moved it over to there, and I put the police station next to it. I really, really love this combination of the Palace Cinema on the left and the police station on the right. I think that looks really, really good. And also when it's like this, you can see the billboard on the side. So that's nice. The Tudor Corner I put here, and then the Holiday Main Street I put there. I like the 3 of them in that configuration, so thought I would keep it. And like I said earlier, I like it when it's rotated this way, and you see this angle of it. And then I tried the detective's office next to that, and I thought that turned out pretty decently well. And then I put the brick bank next to that. And so that was pretty interesting. I thought that worked decently well. And then obviously the museum here is still tentative. That is still, you know, it's going to be an open space, but whether it's the museum or the town hall is still not decided yet. I probably won't decide on that until I get the town hall built. So definitely click subscribe and make sure to turn the bell notification on so you don't miss out when the pieces for that finally arrive and we can add the town hall into the city. But then over here is the Grand Emporium and the Jazz Club. This is just a placeholder. I almost don't want these here, I think, because there's not a lot of space here. I could shift all of this back a base plate, and then so then it would start here about, and then I think that opens it up a lot better, and then I could put a green base plate or 2 out front here. And actually, I'll show you guys that right now. All right, so that is kind of what I was thinking, and then I also just placed this here to show you guys that there would be a road here, and then 1 base plate of green space here, and then the town hall or the museum, and then another road, and then another base plate of green stuff, and then more buildings back here. I think the 1 full base plate might be a little bit too much, so I might decrease that to 16 studs here. So let me actually swap this out because this is a road and then the 16 studs of green. So let me try that and see if that works out. Okay, so I think that might work a little bit better, but that is what the point of the video is for. I need your guys' help and I need your feedback. So let me know what you think about all of these changes here. I'm pretty set on the train station going over here. I like that. I like having more trains visible. So we're going to roll with that. I think that's good. And then having this cut through the front here, I think is good as well. The boutique hotel might stay here. It might not. I like it here, except for this section here. And even with this little thing that I had created for it, I don't love that. It's just an eyesore to me personally. I'm sure it doesn't bother most of you, but that just bothers me a little bit. And again, the museum will tentatively stay here for now. I will try it over here eventually, but that is for another video once the town hall gets built. And then these buildings here are just filler. I don't really know what I want to do with them yet. This block is interesting. So let me know if you want it to go back to how it was with the Palace Cinema, the detective's office, Assembly Square, Pet Shop, and then the bank, and then going around like that. Or if you want option number 2, which was how it was earlier with Assembly Square there, and then the potential fire brigade going over there, and then I think it was the Grand Emporium here. Let me know if that is something that you want to see, or option number 3, which is what you're looking at right now with the Palace Cinema, Police Station, Tudor Corner, etc. So I'm going to wrap up the video here. I have quite a lot of work cut out for me, but that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like it, make sure to like and subscribe, as well as click the bell notification so you don't miss any future uploads. If you guys have any feedback for me on anything, pretty much anything is fair game now. The city is non-existent. So anything is pretty much fair game except for removing the trains and certain other things like that. But I've touched on those already. I like trains. I want to keep them. And I want to add more buildings as well. So that is pretty much that. But once again, seriously, thank you guys so much for watching. And I can't wait to read all of your feedback. And I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.